welcome back to Peanut City Police. Today we are joined by two of our new Academy graduates, Officer Karol and Officer Kane. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So you guys were two of 17 new graduates?
Yes, ma'am.
That we had? Awesome. So first I just want to learn a little bit more about you guys. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your journeys to becoming police officers.
So as far as myself goes, I grew up in Chesapeake, Virginia. So this is a very local area for me. Not quite from Suffolk, but, pretty close. I played sports in high school, played sports in college. After that, I joined the Army, did that for a few years. And then once I got out of the Army, I realized I still wanted to do something that would give back to the community and try to help people. Even though I wasn't in the military anymore, I realized that I still wanted to do that, right? Still wanted to help people. And I figured that law enforcement was a pretty good fit.
And as for me, I didn't grow up here, but I did move here in high school year. So I went to high school here. My freshman years when I specifically moved here, and then I joined the Marine Corps around 18. I did my 4 years, and I came back, and I really fell in love with the community. I worked here, and I just wanted to come back and be able to protect and serve this place that I fell in love with.
That's cool. And can you tell me one thing, both of you, tell me one thing you're most excited about in your first year on the job?
So for me, right, it's something that sound a bit cheesy, but for me, it's really about actually helping people and making a difference. And to me, making a difference isn't necessarily being Superman, right? Because obviously you can't be Superman all the time, right? But making a difference in someone's day, like if they're having a bad day and you can make that one positive spin on it, that's good enough for me.
Cool.
Yeah, I would also say like the impact on people's lives. People are going to call you on the worst days of their lives, and you got to be there to be able to do what you can to make it better.
Thank you.
So the Academy gives out 5 awards each year. This year, Suffolk won 2 of them, and you
Yes, ma'am.
guys were both the recipients. Kane for fitness, correct, and
Yes,
Karol for leadership?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you earn them, and what does it mean to receive them and bring them back here to Suffolk?
So for mine, right, as I said earlier, I played a lot of sports, both in high school and college, where I was a leader there. I learned a lot from especially people like my dad. My dad was in the Navy for 25 years. He was an officer, so I learned how to lead from him. That was really important. And then, I have coaches that were fantastic that helped me become a leader. And then once I got into the Army, that is when I really understood what it meant to be a real leader versus just being on a sports team. Now, obviously, there are things that are comparable between those two. But being in the field that allows you to actually lead people in a very high stress situation, that was eye opening. And I had great leaders when I was in there, but I also had some pretty bad leaders. And obviously, you learn from both. You learn what to do and what not to do. One of my biggest mentors when I was in the Army was Staff Sergeant Sweet. He taught me a lot about how to give and take, about how to be very hard when you need to be, but have an understanding of how to get to people, right? In terms of how I earned it at the Academy, I basically took a mixture of all of those elements that I talked about and tried to just put them together and work with everybody. Obviously, when you're trying to be in charge of 70 people, it gets to be a very, very tough balancing act. And what I found worked for me was simply going off of what Staff Sergeant Sweet and what my dad did, which was very like, hey, sometimes you have to be hard on people. Sometimes you'd be like, hey, man, you're messing up, fix it, let's, correct it, and then we'll come back. And then there's other times where it's like, okay, this person's struggling very hard. Let's pull him aside or, pull him or her aside, have a conversation, figure out what those deficiencies are, make those corrections, and then go about our day and just keep moving.
That's great. Sounds like you had some really great people in your
Yes,
life
ma'am.
that got you here.
Yes, ma'am.
What about you, Kane?
So the fitness award that I won, it was honestly pretty big for Suffolk, as we just got a new fitness wellness coordinator, and it shows that the work that we put in with her really does make a difference, and how important it is for officers in general to just have some type of fitness in their life in order to do their job daily. Because it is a high demanding job. The things we have to do, most people don't have to do on a regular basis, and it just shows that it's needed.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm not sure if you both know, but I am the community outreach coordinator for the police department. And I just would like to know, what's your approach to community engagement?
I truly believe that community engagement is about making connections with people. Because if you can't connect with anybody, then there's no point in trying to police, right? Because if you're not able to connect those people, they don't care. Right, and the thing that I would like to have happen is that people care about their communities, and obviously there are places where people obviously care, and some places that they don't. But I believe that as an officer, if you can make those personal connections with people, that will help get the ball rolling in the right direction.
I agree. Thank you.
As for me, when I first got here, we went to some daycare center, and me and Carol were both here for that. And honestly, I just love that I could play a little part in someone's life, and that little part makes a big difference in some people's lives. And people don't realize how much of a change that can make, and just a positive approach, just seeing, hey, they're out here doing stuff that, they necessarily don't have to do, but they're going to do it because they care.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, I know we see people who have military backgrounds don't typically struggle in the academy. They breeze right through it. But was there any challenges that you all faced in there that maybe you'll take back to be a better officer, or was it kind of just a lot of stuff you had done in the past?
Well, so obviously, as you said, having those military backgrounds is very, very beneficial, right? It's not required, because there obviously are people that have gone through that have had no problem with it, that haven't had those backgrounds. But for me, the hardest part is kind of what I was speaking to earlier, which was dealing with 70 different opinions. That just is what it is, right? But the way that I saw that was, okay, that is an opportunity on how to engage people, how to take in both criticisms as well as praise, and understand how different viewpoints work when you're dealing with that many people. Obviously, we're all trying to reach the same goal, and sometimes paths branch out. As long as they reach the same goal, doesn't really matter what path they take. Sure. Obviously, there are more paths that are more efficient, but understanding, coming to the understanding that we're all making it to the same place, whether it's the same, obviously it would be the same graduation, but those end goals to those different departments obviously are different. But the fact that we all want to help people was really eye-opening, and be like, okay, I understand that you're either frustrated or you're not fully sure of how this is working, but let's just keep working together, and then we'll figure it out.
And I would say the most challenging part, the military does make it easier on people, as the physical aspect. A lot of people that come from the military have that physical standard already. But I think the hardest part would be just balancing your regular life and the academy. You never really know if you're going to end up staying late. You have to go home. You have to study. You have to make sure that you're okay physically. Everything just comes back to whether or not, I have a 1-year-old at home. I have a wife. I have to go home and I have to tell them, hey, I can't hang out today. I have to study for this test. We have a test tomorrow. It's a big test. And that's just the hardest part for me.
Yeah, you definitely have to balance that, because being present at home is still very important, especially in this job.
Yeah, definitely. And is there anything else you would like to add about becoming a police officer?
Honestly, I'm just excited. That's the only real emotion that I can really state, is the excitement. I'm a big believer in that every day is an opportunity. So whatever may become, good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. It is an opportunity for me to go out and try to make a difference.
Thank you. And you, Kane?
I was gonna say excitement, but mine is because like you never really know what's gonna happen in the day. Anything can really happen, and you just always have to just be ready, take everything with a positive mindset, and just be ready to tackle any problem that comes at you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, Officer Kane and Officer Karol, thank you for joining us
Thank you
today.
for
We're
having
really
us.
excited to have you here at the Suffolk Police
Yes.
Department, too. So if you see them out there, say hi, give them a high five, and we'll see you next time.